Well, Miyogi 2 skip has gotten slightly more consistent in recent times because the frame window has went.
Yeah.
I think it was from like 3, or it was from 1 to 3.
Yeah, we
Roughly.
got the community patch where it helped us on one of the skips that made or broke the speedruns. Really, it was
Yeah.
frustrating. The game died down for a bit.
Yeah,
Then
basically.
Purified- you can-
Yeah, I was just gonna say like it's a probably fair and perfect trick.
yeah,
that
it was.
Basically made or broke the runs, and because of that, it wasn't fun to grind out the game. So that later got updated in a community patch, which made it more consistent and less frustrating for people, so they could continue to play it.
Anyway, our runners are now playing with Purified, which is you could call it the new game plus setting for this game. It lets you have all the weapons at the start, all 7 of them. Makes the run much more interesting, allows us for a quick kill on bosses, and lots of shenanigans.
Yeah, there's also a lot of areas where some weapons are much more useful than others, like the weapon they're using now, Greed, will be
Best
used
weapon in the game.
predominantly throughout the run. It's the fastest attack speed, and it attacks in a giant circle around you, so you don't have to worry about aiming it or anything.
Yeah, because in this game, your weapon aims in the direction you're pressing your key for movement, so it's really hard for new players to get used to that.
Yeah, whereas with Greed you just smash and it kills
You're good
stuff,
to
so
go.
that's pretty good. Alright, friendly fire guy for Shark, so that's good for him.
Yeah, those fire guys can screw you around. They can teleport anywhere on the screen.
Yeah, like Red's got one that was in the bottom right corner, which is like okay, but definitely not as lucky as Shark's, which was like right on top of the portal, so he didn't have to move at all.
Yeah, good point. RedsToad is using screen shakes, which is probably the only runner, or one of the very few that does that. There's no difference between the two, it's just the preference of the community goes with turning off screen shake.
Yeah, do you know if it actually like has the potential to cause like lag or anything?
Oh,
I
I
just
don't think
turned it
so.
off because like I didn't like screen shake. But all right, so interesting strat from Shark there to re-enter the portal. It's become standard, but re-entering the portal causes an enemy to spawn, so you get one less fire guy. So that's one less random teleporting nonsense enemy you have to worry about.
It's much more consistent. The speed's about the same, but since the fire guys can teleport anywhere, you want to take the more consistent route.
Yeah, and convings just go right to you, so they're pretty great.
Shark just reached the first boss of the game, which is really much more of a tutorial. The real first boss, and is coming soon in the next 5 minutes, I'd say. With the weapons that they're using right now, they can kill her in 3 cycles, which usually takes double the amount in a normal game. So it's a great example of Purified speeding up the game by a ton.
Yeah, and it just kind of removes one of the less interesting bosses, because as you said before, it's a tutorial boss. So it reduces the amount of time you have to just deal with her.
RedsToad just beating the boss too. No deaths for our players so far. The floating keep is a really hard area. It's really prone to resets. Easy to make a small mistake. It's a really tight area. One of the hardest to get perfect in speedrunning, actually.
Yeah, that's why we had made the joke that floating key percent was a category that people would run all the time, because they would just get stuck here resetting over and over again. Because it's really hard to just get everything right in floating keep, especially with the portals. Sometimes you just get unlucky and lose like 8 seconds at no fault of your own. But
Yeah.
luckily, RNG has been pretty forgiving for both the runners so far. Let's hope that trend continues.
Start of the game is a big part of the RNG, but otherwise it's really low on it for the entire run. Shark coming on the first real boss right now, which has a lot of RNG. This boss can die in 10 seconds or 40, depending on what attack you get. He did not get the best, but the boss should go down about now.
Yeah, overall a pretty good Pergora. It's kind of a shame he got away with the Enrage because he had very little HP left, but the slam attack isn't the fastest, so I think that with what he was given, he pretty much did the best he could have.
Oh, so Shark just did the small glitch after you beat the boss, allows you to get out of bounds of one of the section, and now you can just fly for this segment.
Yeah, it skips a huge
skips,
auto scroller,
yeah.
so it's pretty crucial for good runs to get that skip. Like, can you explain how it works? Because honestly, it's pretty confusing. Like,
so you can get two versions of the skip. One you just fall out of the auto scrolling section, and one where you keep the flight. To keep the flight, you need to fall in between outside and inside, and the game gets really confused.
yeah, so basically, it ends up giving you the properties of flight for the auto scrolling section while you are in a normal section of the game.
You can in other category use it to do boss in a different order, but in any percent it's faster to go to normal route with it. You cannot do anything too crazy with it, so it doesn't completely break the game.
All right, so do you want to talk about him skipping those saves there, or?
Yes. So after this boss, you can just reset to go back to the village because you need to go at it, but you need to skip all the save and beat the boss on the way there, which is really hard. It's a barrier to entry for a lot of new player, which I would recommend to just take all the saves on the way there when you just first learn the game. But it's a great time save if you can pull it off. Takes quite the practice.
Yeah, definitely. The platforming in that section is no joke, even though Shark made it look pretty easy. Also,
yeah,
Reds also got the skip,
damage.
so that was good on him to be able to skip the auto scroller.
See, now, as we see RedsToad to get the not as good version of the skip, where he has to do the platforming section at the bottom, but he still skips an auto scroller, which is full of RNG, and we really didn't like it. Shark going back to the village after beating Electram is really far ahead right now, but anything can go wrong. Shark's entering another hard segment for how early it is in the run. He's gonna have to do a skip, which leaves you at low HP for how much of a segment you have to do. We're gonna see that coming up pretty soon. RedsToad going to the Electram. We'll see if he dare to skip some saves.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained. So I hope he goes for it at least once, you know.
Yeah,
and he does. Nice. Yeah, I respect that.
Shark's coming up on the long segment where you do a damage boost to skip some half of this section, honestly, but you take a lot of damage on the way.
And that was pretty cool that he got hit by the bug shot instead of the windmill, like I thought he was going to.
Yeah, seems like it's gonna be really clean. He's gonna get out of it easily. Yeah.
Oof, good dodge.
So good on Shark. He was practicing that. It was the last thing he practiced before the race. Now he's trying to do what we call the troll cave skip, where you unload and reload the area and you take damage in the process. He failed it the first time, but got it really fast after. It's a really precise timing. So good on him.
And now into the Amethyst fight. A pretty long fight. Definitely a noob slayer for sure. It's like probably like, I don't know.
One of
Definitely
the
when you're
longest
first,
fights.
yeah, when you're first like playing the game, like she's like the first major barrier in your way.
Yeah,
Unless you
especially
go
people
to,
who are playing the hardest difficulty.
yeah,
Makes her into one of the hardest in the game. RedsToad died on Electram, unfortunately, but he did take the save right before, so he didn't lose all the time he would have if he had skipped the save. Shark seems pretty low on life. He needs to be careful not to get hit twice. Seems like he's gonna knock it out of the park.
hopefully. Yeah, unless she does like enrage 3 rocks, he's probably got this. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's probably good.
And yeah, he's good to go. And RedsToad at the same time, who kills Electram. Good job on both runners. So Shark's about to enter the grotto segment, which adds those switches on the wall, which turns off some lasers. It makes the platforming much harder. You have to multitask your everything, and you have to go fast too.
I do like the grotto though. It has some of the best music in the game, without a doubt.
Yes, some music that you never get tired of. Shark, unfortunate damage against those bats. He died and had to reset, losing a bit of time. But he should be fine. He has a staggering amount of time ahead.
Yeah. Wow, pretty unusual there for him to take so much
Yeah.
damage that he couldn't skip the mine there, but able to do the thing there the intended way.
Yeah,
So good
it's
for him for remembering how to do that, because I don't think I've seen someone do the intended route.
it's
for
really
that
not a segment we
ever.
do the normal way often. So it's not in the muscle memory of those runners. They just have to wing it. Everything seems good on both players right now. RedsToad trying to catch up in time. Shark being really fast. It's he's against a tough opponent. Reds.
Definitely. Can't understate how good Shark is, really.
Shark is one of our 2 active runner with a sub 40 right now. The third one being retired. So it's really
It's a
hard
pretty
to
tall
compete
order,
against.
without a doubt.
RedsToad's
for,
gonna go for the heart, which is much safer. Really good idea.
Yeah, to because he's also doing the skip to skip a bunch of terrestrial veil.
Yeah,
And
the skip is pretty much mandatory. It saves a lot of time. One of the biggest skip in the game.
and it's a good thing he took that hard too, because he just took a lot of damage that he wouldn't have survived had he not taken it.
Shark entering one of the boss. That's kind of like an auto-scroller. Your damage is really capped. The boss is around the same all the time. Really easy boss for runners too. So this should be pretty easy for him. Nothing should go wrong.
Sometimes Dark Annihilator can hit you with unblockables, or I guess undodgeable setups, but unless you're playing the doomed game mode where you die in one hit, it usually isn't a problem, because he's not gonna do that too many times. Maybe
Yeah,
once a fight.
Our runners have enough HP to deal with most of what he can give to our players. The worst he has.
Good catch on the orb there by Shark. It might
When
might
those
sound
are-
like a joke for him to catch the orb, but if you let it hit the ground, it spawns a blanket of fire, which makes
It doesn't go away.
yeah, so it'll remain there permanently. So actually, him missing the attack on the orb and then catching it and taking damage was definitely the better option than letting it land and spreading a fire blanket.
Yeah, this fire on the ground is the worst thing you can deal with in Dark Annihilator. So it's
Alright.
really good to skip it.
So you wanna talk about how the switches have kind of weird hitboxes?
Oh,
and so do
the
orbs?
switches in this game have the biggest hitboxes. You can shoot them through a wall.
with the
They're-
backsplash of
yeah.
your orbs.
They are
There's a lot
super
of, kind of-
forgiving.
Yeah, strange properties that the orbs have that make it so you can hit the switches in from unintended locations, which you might have seen there. Also, good for Reds. Cleared Amethyst just now.
Yes, Red's
So,
going to the
yeah.
same grotto section right now. He's not too far behind. Anything is still possible.
Yep. Just need a Shark to do the classic J2 choking. Although that has been a long time ago since he's.
It is on his current PB. In his PB right now, he reached the final boss and slided into him and then died. But he's still PB'd.
Yeah.
Good time save for the next one.
Yeah, naturally. All part of the plan.
So Shark coming up on the next boss, Terravine. It's a really hard boss in the run because we go fast on it. You are supposed to go through so many phases for him, but since we're hugging his face with the best weapon in the game, we can just do 2 phases. But it makes it really hard. You have to follow the movement of his mouth, and when you're first starting, it's challenging. His mouth does a ton of damage too, so you really don't want to get hit.
Also, shoutouts to whoever found out that you could just jump on all the minecarts to get enough damage to 2-cycle him.
Yeah,
I don't remember who figured that out, but I remember telling Shark about it, and he didn't
Yeah, I
believe me
know.
at first.
so every 3 attacks, he does a big laser that one-shots you. But if you jump on those minecarts, it stops it. But you're supposed to do it one at a time. But if we take all 3, we can go fast enough that he never do a second one. Shark entering the underworld right now, a pretty tough section. This one, its gimmick is the fire on the ground and a new ability, movement ability, that makes you dash. And it makes for pretty interesting segments. We'll see that coming up really soon. Reds seems to be on a nice track behind.
Yeah, so it would seem. Got a lot of ground to make up. For sure.
Yeah. He's about 2 boss behind now. One boss, but 1 full segment too of platforming.
Yeah, he has a lot of platforming to get through. On his way to Terravine. So entering a Dark Annihilator for Reds.
Good luck for Reds.
Ooh, and unlucky for Shark, he was on fire while he collected that wing, and so
Yeah.
it ate his wing dash input.
Yeah, when you're on fire and you take the damage in the middle of your dash, it's gonna stop you and you're gonna fall and die. If you're good enough, you can time it, but it's really hard. Shark's having a lot of trouble in this underworld, but those segments can be really hard. Really
Yeah.
unforgiving. You fall down once and you're dead.
Ooh. Speaking of the fire carpet and Dark Annihilator, pretty unlucky for Reds. It did one of the orbs did manage to touch the ground, but he navigated that extremely well actually.
Yeah, he seemed to be dealing with it really well.
Yeah, because he looked like he was like boxed in by a DA, but he was able to very effectively navigate all of his attacks.
Okay, so now Shark's on Kretarak. There's only one important thing to do on this boss, and it's when he does his rock attack. You want to be close to him so they spawn above his head, so they're really easy to hit without wasting a ton of orbs. And he seems to be getting 4 out of 5 of them, so that's really good for him.
Mm-hmm. Pretty decent damage. Barely missed any orbs. Almost got all the rocks. Pretty unlucky about one spawning behind him, even though he did the manipulation correct. But that's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, attacks don't chain well together, and you're just left unlucky with the rocks.
Yeah, depending on Craterak's move selection, it can be harder to do the setup or not.
Really close on the 2 cycle for Shark there, which is possible, but it's infamously hard. It's only been pulled off in run
Twice?
handful of time.
I can only think of 2 times off the top of my head.
I think it happened like more than 2, but not many times. Really hard.
Yeah. You need a perfect damage and good luck.
Yeah. Everything needs to go well. You cannot miss a single orb. Well, when the new patch, it's actually easier. Because now it disables your melee attack when you're close to his head, which is a new thing. Really helps out on some of the bosses that were immune to physical damage.
Oh yeah, so if you could go over like the flutter dash momentum thing.
Oh, yes. So when you collect one of those floating feathers, and then you press your flutter button right in your dash, pretty much, you keep the momentum for your flutter movement, and you can close really far distances that's not normally possible. Yeah. It's used in a couple of places in the run. Makes for good quality of life and huge skips.
Yeah, in a later section, hopefully the runners will use it to skip a pretty like large section of the library, but there you're able to skip an extra save and get the key much faster and easier.
Yeah, it makes the segment much easier. People used to have trouble with that.
Yeah, that and not having to do the backtracking by just
so
resetting.
Shark right there did this segment by only killing 1 fire guy. Up to 4 can spawn, and if you're really good on your actions, you're only gonna make 1 spawn, and that's perfect. And he did the boss skip first try with the damage boost. That was flawless.
It's extremely that's an extremely difficult damage boost, but you need to stand in a pretty precise location depending on like what setup the runner's like. It can be by the torch, or it can be by like the grass, and then they have to do a pretty precise jump to get over the trigger for the boss.
You need to start moving as soon as you get hit too, which can be pretty hard. Red's reached Terravine. Seems to be doing well.
He did die once, but I think he just got like a pretty rough pattern on the falling stalagmites.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one of the 2.
Those can be hard when you're trying to do the damage in the attack.
Yeah, sometimes it forces you away from his face, and if you're playing greedy for damage, which you know.
You have to stay close if you want to kill him.
Yeah, so I like that he, tried to risk it for the biscuit. It didn't pay off, but
Okay, so Shark's in another auto-scroll segment of the game, but the auto-scrollers, aside from the one we skip in this game, are really hard. They are long segment where you could die at any points. So you need to stay aware of what's happening because it's a huge time loss to die at those.
Yeah, dying on the so-called Hellevator is a reset, no doubt.
Yeah, it's you're gonna be like a minute late almost.
No, I think it is actually about a minute.
It's
Depending.
really long and unforgiving.
All right, good strat to walk towards the edge of the screen there to push the skeleton off. And when the skeleton is off the screen, even though he's still alive, it despawns the fog wall so you can proceed without killing him.
Yeah, those fog walls that block your movement only check if there are enemies on screen, not alive. So if you get them off screen, you're good to go. But it's really hard to manipulate those enemies. So good luck on Shark for Miyagi skip. We'll see if he gets it.
Yeah, so when you attack, when Myogi has her shield up, you heal her, and so he's doing a very specific damage setup to skip her enrage phase, which she can't take damage. So by skipping that phase, you save, what is it, 30-40 seconds?
It's about 35 seconds.
Yeah, okay.
Shark is known as our most consistent runner at the skip, so he has high chances of getting it. I think this might have been too early. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought he got it.
He's
but you know, naturally we had to jinx him and say that he is the most consistent. So get commentator's cursed, idiot.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, better luck next time. But
so all this segment you're watching on Shark's stream right now, it's all of that you would skip. You would never see that. You would see the fight as you've seen it since the beginning.
Yeah, with just her walking around with the shields and the fire. But now you have to sit through and watch her throw rocks at you and stuff.
And that skull she spawns also doesn't spawn if you skip the enrage. And it tracks your movement, makes the fight a lot harder. Taking a lot of damage, but Miyugi's almost down. I think he'll be fine. And 2 more hits.
Please do lava skip. Do it for me.
Oh, he's doing it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
so,
alright.
If you go above that lava, when the cutscene spawns, you can just fall during the cutscene. Saves 1 second, and you can die, and it's not worth it. But we are memeing Shark into doing it all the time. And it's
it saves basically no time, and
but
if you mess it up and go too early, you take a dip in the tomato juice and refight the boss. So, yeah.
I'm glad you went for it. It balances out missing the skip.
Definitely. It's in terms of time save, it is pretty much equal. You know, maybe 1/4 of a second tops versus 35 seconds.
So, is someone aware of RedsToad's PB? Seems like he's not having a bad run right now. About to enter Craterak at 30 minutes for being one of the lowest seed is actually a really good run on him.
Yeah, he's been playing pretty well. Has had not many deaths at all, only at 26. So that's I guess...
He's got costly dead, but not many.
Yeah.
So
he's died on Electram, which was rough.
Yeah.
And also on Terravine, but I don't think he was too deep into the Terravine fight. So...
Yeah. I missed that, so I wouldn't know. So, looks like Shark didn't mess up the password. It's good on him.
Yeah,
sometimes the password can be hard.
I feel like Shark has never messed up the password, to be honest.
I don't think so.
I know I've seen Cake mess up the password once, but I don't think I've ever seen Shark mess up the password.
It would be a first in a race too.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, okay, so he's going for the skeleton manipulation.
It's the pacifist skeleton, where you kill them off screen and never kill them, because they're your friends.
Yeah, wow. Able to pull that off without a hitch. Good stuff.
Yeah, perfect on Shark's behalf. If they hit you while you're above the air, you're just gonna fall like a brick and die. Makes it really stressful.
Yeah, so that enemy manipulation is actually really, really specific. And the reason why Shark discovered that is because he was just like tired of dealing with the stupid skeletons, because they'd fly around, do all this dumb stuff, and he's like, you know what, I just don't want to kill the skeletons. And so he eventually just memed his way into discovering actually a really good strat.
They are really annoying enemies. They track your movement really well, and in a really strange way. You see them moving, but they track you much later than that.
Alright, so Twin Orcs quick kill, going very well so far.
Yeah, it seems really clean. Didn't even have time to explain it. So we're fighting this boss off the platform because it's, as you can see, it's
really fast.
It was done perfectly. It was so fast. They also have an enrage, but if it's done this well, you don't see it at all. Now Shark entering the hardest platforming section of the game. There's so much time to lose or to save here. A perfect run in Path of Decay is so hard. But you have to push through it, practice it a lot. Tons of enemy. Tons of super precise platforming section.
It's basically just got a bit of everything that can kill you. Difficult platforming, stuff where if you mess up once with the falling platforms, you die. Very difficult enemy placement. Can make it very hard to get through the platforming easily. And also the deaths are very costly, most of them.
It's generous for the save, but every save is can be quite long. And this section has a lot of small skips that you won't see Runner do. You'll see Shark do one of them on the skeleton part, but lots of small skips that you don't see much Runner do because they don't give a lot of reward for the cost of them. But Shark is good enough to do one of them that's coming up with the scrolling skeletons. We'll see it soon if he pulls it off. RedsToad's about to enter Ancient Construct soon. We'll see how he deals with that skip.
Do you think he will do the skip, or do you think he'll just fight the boss?
It's pretty easy to learn the skip, and it saves so much time. I think it's one of the first things every runner should learn. Okay, so Shark's on the segment where there's that small skip that's really hard to do, but he does it really often. So I'm sure he's gonna go for it. That
yeah,
he's
at least once.
Confident on it.
Yeah, Andy is going for it.
He did it. He went off the skeleton on the disappearing platform, but they refresh your jump if you land on them, so you can just go to your objective. Really good job. That's really hard and doesn't save a lot of time.
Yeah, so now he has acquired a new power, which is the demon form, aka the flying space meatball, and you use it to navigate these kind of like long sections. The red flames refresh the amount of time you stay in the orb, and basically you barely have enough time to get them from each place you need to go.
RedsToad's having a lot of trouble on AC skip. It's really not as easy as Shark made it look like. The timing is real precise. Oh, Shark taking a lot of damage from the brute. He's just gonna reset. He knows that it's not worth trying to go too safe on it. He's just gonna take the small loss and reset. And we see RedsToad who, after failing his escape a few times, actually gonna do the boss fight. You should enjoy it, chat, because you won't see it often.
Also, you get to make good use of the underutilized weapon Greed during one
You
of
mean
the
gluttony.
yeah, gluttony. That's what I meant. Whoops.
That's it's the only use of the weapon is when it goes in the middle, like right now, attacking the statue. Makes
And,
you invincible to the attack.
Yeah, it actually the eyes cannot get through while you're doing that. So
it's actually possible for them, but it's really unlikely.
I've never seen it. Ooh.
Yeah, RedsToad's having a lot of trouble on Ancient Construct. It's really hard. He's gonna go for the skip again. He was too late, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right, now Shark.
Yeah.
On Azrael, one of the meanest bosses in the game. Just.
RedsToad got it. Good job.
Oh, good stuff. Tough skip. So
Azrael really unforgiving.
yeah, she gets rid of the platforms, throws these what would you even call them? I always call them like daggers or knives, but
spikes.
Spikes.
Anything. She throws a lot of stuff at you.
Yeah.
And you can die to gravity in this boss, which makes it really hard because you go from full to dead completely.
Yeah, and that can happen at if she decides to despawn.
Yeah, if you
a
want to
platform.
land on the platform after your space speedball, and then she lowers that platform, you're gonna fall and you're gonna die. So you have to play those carefully too. Always trying to save a jump before transforming. That portal seems really close to Shark. He's trying to kill it down a little bit because he doesn't have much of the arena left. But Ezreal's almost dead. Yeah, good job. It was a really hard portal. It was a good call to make it smaller so it doesn't eat all your space.
Yeah. Definitely like that adaptation that he made. Azrael definitely probably requires the most on-the-fly thinking because she can just put you in very bad situations very quickly.
Yeah. You have to adapt.
Yeah, definitely the probably least formulaic of all the bosses because her movement is pretty random. The way she throws like her attacks at you is pretty random.
She can fly across the screen while shooting at you, and we call that the drive-by, and it makes it really unforgiving to not take damage. Anyway, Shark just got done with the last platforming segment of the game beautifully.
Yeah, so just bosses from here on out, starting with J-Will 1.
Is first phase. J-Ul, this is not even my final phase.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah, I kind of messed that up.
Close enough.
I think that's... Okay, so that's 2 headshots and 1 body shot. The headshots on the spike you fly at him deal 50% more damage. So it's really good to go for if you can, but those spikes are really hard to control. Really clean fight on Shark. I think that's gonna be it. You won't have to really fly more spikes at him.
Yeah, well now he has to summon these spikes and he's already done.
Yeah.
Because yeah, J-Will never makes it to 0 HP. He just gives up.
A total of 3 body shot and 3 headshots, so that was really good.
Yeah, I think he got 2 for the first cycle, so pretty good on Shark. Just a really good run actually. If he is able to finish out this J2 in a good time, then this will be a very impressive race for him.
RedsToad entering Miyogi 2, going for the skip too, so it's worth to keep an eye out for that. And yeah, Shark on the final boss on a really good pace. Solid run for Shark. It could be sub 40 if he has a perfect J2. Well, in game
No
time.
way.
Sub
Oh,
40
in
in
game
game time, I'd like to
Yeah,
say.
okay.
Which is what we use for runs for consistency's sake between players. But this race is by real time, so it definitely won't be sub 40.
Oh wow, he got zapped by that scream.
Yeah, and now he's slowed, and he got touched by the portal. Well, the hexagram, whatever he summons. It's a triangle now. It
Oh
changed
boy. Classic Shark.
our boy Shark died on
We talked
J2.
about it earlier, and you know, he came through for us.
It's a really hard boss.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
showing that the end game is no joke.
Getting hit by the scream slows you down to nothing, so you're gonna take a hit after. It's really unforgiving.
Yeah, he also lost half of his life there from the scream itself, so pretty unlucky for him.
RedsToad didn't get the skip, unfortunately.
Yeah, but he has a decent amount of HP going into the potion rage here, so hopefully he'll be able to clear Myogi 2 without too much trouble.
Seems like it was too late on the skip compared to Shark, who was too early. Okay.
I thought he was too late as well, but honestly, I don't really. I've never been able to do Myogi skip, so I have no idea
it's
really.
Hard. It was found pretty late in the life of the game. We actually knew it was possible because it happened casually to some people. It's not something we looked out for before knowing it was possible. Anyway, Shark's about to be done with the game. Sub 42, real time. Good job on him.
Yeah, it's a shame that he got hit by that scream because that really did him in.
So yeah, good job on Shark. And he's gonna be here for the winner's interview.
Hello, I'm here.
Good job on winning, by the way.
Yeah.
Good
Oh,
run.
we're just doing this now?
Yeah, we're doing this now.
Oh, okay. We'll do it live, I suppose. Anyway,
it goes.
pretty clean run overall.
Almost a sub 40.
Yeah, J2, kind of like, I got clipped by the scream. When you get clipped by the scream, you basically take half your life minimum. And then I got really bad Demon Circle where I couldn't help but get burned 3 times, really. It was
You were paralyzed.
for that.
You were paralyzed inside of it.
Yeah, it was really obvious that it was pointless to try and continue that and to lose more time there. You just choke occasionally. I think my own flesh and blood, my own family cursed me to choke that though, saying there's not a shark run if a J2 choke. So like,
I literally said that
curse
at the beginning of the run. So.
Commentators cursed, man. Otherwise, besides like a couple minor things, run was overall really good. All the mistakes were clustered into like very brief clusters of oh god, what's happening, and the rest of the run was very smooth, honestly.
Yeah,
I would agree with that. You had that one kind of unfortunate section in the underworld where you got your flutter or your dash rather eaten while you were on fire, and then also
I did redeem myself by dashing on fire better timing later. Don't try that unless you know what you're doing.
Yeah, we mentioned that. It's the fire really puts an end at you. And we also mentioned that you were the most consistent runner at Myogi to skip.
Yeah, so get cursed.
Guess I'll just leave.
Yep.
Some of the stuff I practiced a lot before the race I overthought, like Myogi skip, as well as the I practiced the gauntlet in the Path of Decay for like 15 minutes. And I got to it in the race and died 6 times. I made every mistake you could make.
Yeah.
Oh well, but the rest of the run, like besides those mistakes, all the stuff I specifically wanted to do mostly happened. Like my Veil 2 fast cycle.
Yeah, that was really good. You did practice that one a lot.
Yeah, that's hard to get.
Also, the Bone Snake skip was very
Bone
good.
Snake, yeah, I got the Bone Snake. I'm pretty overall happy. My Orcs was disgustingly clean. Like, this
Yeah,
is policy
we
works.
had mentioned that it was pretty fast.
That was a perfect.
We didn't even
orc.
have time to explain what you were doing. You just
That killed
killed
him.
him. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really good. How's
So,
RedsToad doing?
He's in the
pretty good.
chambers right now.
Yeah, feel free to commentate his run, or you can just talk to me. Either's fine.
Yeah, he's having some trouble on the autoscroller of the chambers, which also eats a lot of your time.
Yeah.
A death there is extremely punishing. I was hoping for a deathless chambers, but I died during the easiest part to die, so...
You wanted
happens.
the
Yeah, I wanted no
silent
music.
chambers.
I
Yeah.
wanted to punish the stream with a true, fulfilling silence. Oh, I entered the password fine.
Yeah. No password botches. Also, you got the pacifist skeleton manip, which was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
A pretty difficult manipulation that I explained that you developed because you were just tired of dealing with the skeletons.
To be fair, I copied it from Cosmic.
Also, to be fair, you have to have a pretty high IQ to understand how to manipulate skeletons.
I did
So-
develop some things for this game, but I actually do want to give original creator credit for that one. But I developed my own setup for it. Like, I learned different
Okay,
strategies. and
that's the
different
caveat.
Yeah. But the idea of doing it, Cosmic was the first to do it.
RedsToad is about 20 minutes off his PB, and he's about to enter the orcs really soon, so he seems to be on a really good run.
Yeah, definitely decent pace.
His PP is a 104.
Yes.
Yeah, they give him 20 minutes to do the rest of the game, get a PP. I want to see him do it.
If he has a good Path of Decay, that's gonna be the make or break. Path of Decay and Azrael,
Yeah.
those two are really hard on new players or low-level speedrunners. They are
Right.
really unforgiving.
When Azrael's mean, my Azrael kind of bullied me. Bread
Yeah.
was my fault, but I had awkward portals I couldn't really kill,
Yeah.
and just these weird shards and other stuff, and shots. I think I
Not-
played
not-
pretty well, but
Not a lot of space to fight on
no,
Azrael.
no.
No, it's. I thought that the part where you were shooting the portal, just give it some damage so that way it wouldn't eat more of your arena was a pretty good call.
Mm-hmm.
Just take the fight a little bit safer
Yeah.
So,
because
as,
yeah.
as you can see, RedsToad is doing the orcs the way that's intended to fight them, which makes the fight so much slower. It's really hard to do the quick kill. It's really easy to just fall off, die, lose a ton of time. So this is fine. He's not taking any damage, and it's still pretty fast. He's only gonna do 1 enrage.
Yeah, the quick kill definitely pretty technical.
It's
Lot
it's
of
really hard
damage.
to pull off. It's
Yeah.
hard on the hand too, if you're not used to it.
Yeah, as someone who does it a lot, it's one of those things that just has so many simultaneous inputs, and you're keeping track of a lot of things, and the rhythm isn't consistent because every time you go down, you're probably going up a little bit differently. Especially at the end of Red's phase with the quick down up.
Yeah.
I
Hopefully you
just
have the
tank
HP
it
to tank
now.
it. Yeah, I don't tank it if I don't have to, but you know, it just happens. If you get bad angles from the shots from the spike ball, just give up and tank. That's why you save HP by doing purple correctly.
You got an achievement for killing the orcs. Good
Nice. Good.
job. First time player right here.
Achievement
Really
get.
good first time player.
Very good casual run.
Yeah. Some
This guy's
people
first
take
play for
40
blows
hours.
mine out of the water, dude. Mine was like 30 hours. This guy's a god.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This game is not easy first time through.
definitely not.
Runners
like
make
to-
this game looks really easy.
I'd like to give a tip to anyone who might be learning how to do the Orcs quick kill. When you're doing Purple's phase, well, you can kill the last dog without jumping by standing on the last pixel of the platform. It's too easy to accidentally fall off doing that. Just do a really tiny jump right before the dog gets to you, and you have enough time to land back onto the platform and get below before Purple swings again. A lot of people try and stand on the platform, and they either get hit by the dog and take extra damage, or they just fall off by accident. It's not worth going for either of that. Get that
Okay,
micro
good
jump
job.
going.
Good job on your skeleton strat too. I think everyone liked it.
Which
The,
one?
the swag strat.
Oh, okay. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
one
why?
of those small things in Path of the Kid that can save you time, but
Yeah.
lose you a
It's
ton.
really... You don't need to kill the skeleton when he's still on the right side of the wall, but he'll die as he crosses through when you tank the rest of the enemies, but when you get that kill before he even crosses, it feels really satisfying. It's
Oh, I meant
unnecessary,
the
but,
bone
like...
snake.
Oh, the bones. You said skeleton!
Same
There's
thing.
an enemy we call skeletons. It's a fog wall. I killed it early and it makes... Okay. My skeleton strat phrase, low.
It's
Yeah,
the same thing.
Skeleton strat. This guy. But yeah.
Yeah.
They
Close
were
enough.
both pretty good.
Mhm.
So, actually, did you get brute skip? I didn't see if you got it or not.
In the
The one in
gauntlet, 'cause
Path of Decay.
I died 6 times in the gauntlet. I'd rather
Yeah.
not talk about it.
To
Ooh,
everything.
alright.
That was my single worst platforming save in the run.
Hey, well, I think the good news is we were mostly focused on what Reds was doing, because I think he was on Miyogi 2 at the time.
Yeah, that's
So,
Yeah.
yeah, because he was going for the skip, so we were curious to see if we were going to see someone skip. Oh,
Oh, RedsToad falling down in the climb section, as we call it.
yep. Very unforgiving section, both
You
casually
only
and
have
in the run.
one shot at it. Once you go up, it's you either finish it or you have to reset. You cannot go up again. So second try, still pretty clean.
I got a question for the commentary.
Yeah.
After I failed Miyogi 2 skip, did anyone notice I kept weapon switching to Wrath like 20 times?
Yeah,
Because I was mad.
I did the same.
Yeah, well, you made up for it with lava skip, which saves almost the same amount of time.
It's literally like 4 minutes, Kappa.
Yeah, it literally saves all the time.
It saves like 15 frames.
Yeah,
15
well,
hours.
it saves like 35 seconds in my heart, so
That's fair.
I think it makes up for it.
RedsToad's having a really good Path of Decay right now.
Yeah, he is.
6 deaths total in Bone Snake.
Let's go.
Yeah, he's playing pretty well. Hasn't had too much difficulty, and most importantly, is his deaths have not cost him that much time. Like relatively speaking, at least for, you know, Path of Decay standards.
Yeah. Really quick resets when you see that you made the mistake. Oh, that Bone Snake was he messed it. Third time's the charm.
Fourth time. Well, this just goes to show you how actually difficult the platforming is.
Yeah.
Even though Shark was able to breeze through it.
Shark was really a tough opponent. This game is really hard. We cannot stress it enough.
The seeding wasn't kind to RedsToad.
Yeah.
But that's how round 1 of a tournament goes, you know?
Yeah.
The matches are going to be more even the longer splits goes on, because it matches people with similar win records in matches.
He's definitely on PB pace. He has 13 minutes to PB. It's all gonna be on Azorel and J2.
Mm-hmm.
Really hard bosses to win the game.
Doesn't matter how good you are, J2, you're gonna choke if you just make the tiniest mistake.
Yeah, you showcased it. One
I
mistake.
showcased dying, yeah!
I mean, yes, you did.
Just like in my PV.
Yep. We mentioned that as well.
So
Right.
the way it works is that we're getting the time of everyone, and the top 8 is gonna be seeded by their average time in Swiss. But
Well, I believe
your
the win record is
your
the
next
priority
round of
than time
Swiss,
after.
yeah, your next round of Swiss won't be seeded by your in time. It only matters for the top 8 placement, the bracket.
Yes, if everyone's unaware, we're running a double elimination bracket once we determine a top 8 out of the pool of like 20 people.
A crazy revival for this game. It's
Wow.
it's a really small community, so we're really happy that we managed to pull 18 people for this.
Hey, Fred,
Yes.
express permission to sell out if you're selling out, please.
Selling out.
Yes.
Selling out what?
Can I sell out?
Yourself? I mean, we can do that at the end.
Follow me on twitch.tv/shark3143. Thanks, RedsToad.
Yep, definitely follow this guy
I
if you
guess,
like people who are obnoxious, loud,
I
dank
guess now's
memers.
a good time as any where you can follow the runners and the commentators. Because, you know,
Good catch, Frank. Good save.
thanks to Shark.
Does anyone stream on that list besides me?
Wow.
You're not
I better get my BM out of here. I'm not speed gaming kosher.
Wow.
definitely not.
Before you know it, I'm
believe
going to say
this
the
guy?
heck word. Am I taking away from RedsToad's run? I'm not watching him. Is he doing fine?
He's on his
He's doing
right
pretty
now.
Okay.
Seems fine. He's still at 80 HP. Oh, he's
And gravity. The deadliest foe of them all.
Gravity makes this boss really hard. It's no matter how much HP you have, you're just gonna die if you get gravity.
Yeah, so maybe we can since you're here, Shark, get some top runner insight into this fight. No?
I'm not watching it.
Just
Well,
Azrael
I mean,
in
you can just
general.
talk about Azrael, dude. Like,
Okay, Azrael in general, yeah. What you really want to do is use your demon transform in really specific situations, because if you can clear the red circles without using it, it's like lets you save it for dodging the her arrows. Because his arrows just curve around in like terrible ways, and the demon form is really your best opportunity to get the green heads to raise your platforms back up. Azrael is so difficult because of the multitasking, and people who pop their demon form at just sort of whenever, they might lose track of have they used both jumps, have they used a flutter, and it's a pretty common cause of people just falling between the platforms to their death. If you're trying to learn the fight, if you go off screen with demon form to dodge Azrael's arrows, that's perfectly fine, but always go back on screen with demon form to make sure you're not in between the platforms when that thing pops. Always go back down, make sure you're over a platform when you let it go. And try not to rely on using jumps after popping demon form, just in case you used them already and you forgot. The multitasking makes you think.
He's on 20 HP. This is a
Honestly.
ooh, man, that was dicey. That hand almost grabbed him.
Yeah, they're both almost dead. Oh,
Well done.
She was about to shoot him in the face.
Yeah, almost got hit with the drive-by special.
The
Oh, this is
achievement.
the worst. It's my opinion Azrael can never really steal a kill from you, but she can steal a flawless from you. There's some real I almost said the word.
Shady
There's
stuff.
some real stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
shady
some
stuff.
real shady stuff for sure.
Hey, Fo, could I ask you something?
Yeah, what's
Can
up?
you please say the term grabby hands in your best like golf commentary voice?
Man, do I gotta?
Brazlo, can I ask you something?
We're no fun.
Yeah, sorry. Trying to keep
I'm
it
getting different
esports.
commentators for my next race.
Oh,
So-
come on.
RedsToad
After everything
is,
we've been through,
as 8 minutes to PB,
He's
it's
got
really
this.
doable.
He has to die on J2 like 4 times. And he used to play Demon, right? How's he gonna die to Mortal J2 when he used to do safety strats in J2 Demon?
I actually don't know RedsToad a lot.
Neither do I.
but what we have established is that he is very likely going to finish out this run with a personal best.
Really, it's to look out for. Race PB is really good. No matter
I'm very
your
proud
level.
of everyone who's coming together to practice this game again, getting PBs and races or in practice. I want to
Yeah.
shout out Frozen Doze and Ziggy for getting multiple PBs during practice and putting together like good race runs.
Fighting
Ziggy's in
for
chat,
that
Frozen's
third
probably
spot.
asleep. Or in chat.
Oh, good job on your spikes too. 6 out of 6 spikes, that mattered. 3 headshots.
Yeah, pretty clean J1 fight.
He's getting
Reds-
close to that enrage.
Yeah, actually. So when the yellow orb is around you, it builds up that yellow bar you see at the bottom, and if it fills, then he enters a very long enrage phase that just takes forever and wastes a lot of time. So
He got
Maybe.
hit at the end of the fight, which does a ton of damage. He got hit by a spike for 31 damage. That's really hard. The nerves really kick in
Yeah.
when you're on PB pace for this game.
PB pace, race, live stream. Because Shark probably more used to it, streams a lot, ran this game at SGDQ. So the nerves probably not that big of a factor for you when you've been on such a big stage.
Yeah. As is tradition, if it's like something people are hyping up, I get nervous for the first few minutes, but once I get through the floating keep, I'm good.
It's just muscle memory past that.
Yeah, the floating keep goes completely like muscle memory with like a hint of RNG, and once I've gotten past that, I just calm down and it's fine.
Yeah, it just
The
becomes
floating
another
keep
day
was-
at I don't know, the desk, I guess. I was gonna say the office, but
And Jill wants that. The last stretch. Oh, did he cutscene skip? Yeah.
Oh no.
Good job. He realized that he has to go back to the main menu for that. It's so cutscene skip is not a thing I think we've talked about much. I don't know if the other commentators brought that up, but it's a frame perfect mistake. If you skip a cutscene on the first frame it shows up, you have to watch it.
Yeah, so actually, really, really good move for him to go to the main menu, so that way he could skip the cutscene way faster than sitting through it and listening to Amethyst talk about whatever it is she talks about. I actually have no idea what she says there.
Probably
Probably
we have to
something
fight
about-
together.
Yeah, something about the fate of everything resting in their hands or something. I don't know. Something inspirational, surely.
Good job, you got the first phase. Which is the hardest of the two to get. The second one, the second phase is a really good visual setup. The first one we use, a lot of runners use audio for it. Because the music line up really well. There's a visual setup too, but it's much more faint.
If
Yeah,
you're
it's much
very
harder to
unlucky,
discern.
And he does double wiggle, the audio setup doesn't work on the exact same beat you're used to, which is frustrating.
Yeah.
Very rarely happens, so I still don't know the visual. I use only audio for first dive.
It's how we first learned it.
Yeah.
When the game came out, we had nothing to go by. Oh, is it a low enrage? Okay, so we didn't do laser or orbs. I wasn't in the right spot to do orbs, but low enrage can be pretty mean.
Yeah, it can give you some pretty wonky attacks, and like if it's orbs, it can give you some very strange vectors, and for the worm, it can cause it to spawn in a really weird manner, making it hard to deal with.
Really unlucky held spawn for RedsToad. J2 would just keep on the right, which makes you miss half of your HP to recover. Really unfortunate. We died at the very end of the fight.
Yeah, it was unable to both do damage and get the health orbs, so went with the damage.
Yeah, really unlucky spawn, because if you go for the health, it's really easy to just get hit in the process by
Yeah.
a lingering attack.
So it's probably worth it to mention that the health orbs don't actually, like, they just give you enough health back to counteract the degeneration of being
The
in the
poison,
arena.
yeah. So
With-
it's just adding to multitask of this fight. A really unlucky health again.
Yep. Wow, barely able to get that freeze, but pretty clutch, making it into the enrage with a pretty okay health situation. Oh, unable to get the health again though. That is pretty unlucky.
Oh, he dodged. Sometimes after his enrage, J2 just likes to wiggle a lot. But RedsToad dodged it really well. Oh, got clipped from that laser. That's really unlucky.
Wow, another close fight here. Pretty unlucky orbs again for RedsToad.
Yeah. So his PB is a 104.04. So that's gonna be really tight.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty close. Is that IGT?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So really possible. Small PB, but a PB nonetheless. Really exciting to see.
Yeah, and in a race
Hey,
nonetheless.
Let's go. Good job.
Yeah, congratulations to RedsToad for a pretty good run against a very solid competition, especially with untested nerves being a factor. Able to perform very well here.
Really good job.
Yeah, to both runners.
And submit. Yeah, let's go. UPB.
Hog Champ.
Hi.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
So good job on your PB.
Yeah.
That's really good. It was super nerve-wracking when you first died to J2.
The run was riddled with mistakes. I still have no idea how I was ahead after Twin Orcs. I had so many mistakes.
Yeah,
Like,
your Twin X was
5
really
minutes
clean.
with that somehow.
Yeah.
Well, just shows how much the run can be improved.
Yeah. It was a lot of bosses are really
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
Miyugi 2, Ancient Construct, like...
Ancient Construct was awful on my part.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you were
it's-
able to skip it though, so at least there was that.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
the end, skipping it worked. It really shows that this game has a huge skill difference between top and lower level runners.
Also, I really messed up on 2 skip.
Yeah, Shark also missed it, so
Yeah, I really messed it up. Oops.
it's a really hard skip.
Also, I think I could have beaten Joel on my first try. But I thought I was dead, so I reset. But I was not dead. But I reset.
Oh, did you not die from it?
Yeah, I did not die. I somehow had like 1 HP or something.
Okay.
I was sure I was gonna die if I was going to take a hit.
Yeah, it was a huge hit.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad of a reset because you might have enraged him, and that would have just been pretty slow. So
I have been nervous the entire run, so
Yeah. It's a race. Races are pretty nerve-wracking, and then when you're on the PB pace on J2, makes the fights really hard.
yeah.
yeah, so you had a lot of things to consider. You know, it's your first race, live event, commentated, people watching, PB pace. So that must have been pretty hard on the nerves, but you were able to clutch it out at the end there and come up with a PB. So congratulations.
Thank you.
So yeah, good job to both runners.
And if you like, you know, watching them run, I guess you can follow them at their Twitches. And
Yeah.
if
I
you
guess
like,
I'm gonna post it again.
Oh, and also congrats Shark for winning.
Mm-hmm.
Shark got an amazing run.
If
He
it's any
almost got the sub
consolation,
40.
I did the same thing on J2, and I also missed Miyogi skip, so we're basically the same person.
Just the same.
basically.
I'm just worse.
Don't be like that, man.
Eh.
You PB.
You got PB.
Yeah, you
I
got a
think
PB.
90.
Don't.
Yeah.
Basically better.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot to improve, but you came here, gave it your best shot, and did the best you've ever done in the game. So, I don't know.
Thanks for
I would take
having me.
away that this has been pretty good.
Good luck. Good luck next week. Hopefully, you'll have an easier opponent than Shark.
Yeah, that was kinda uneven, I would say.
Yeah, it's the first week. First week's really rough for the top
Yeah.
and low seed.
Yo, wouldn't it be wild if Cake Sauce got DQ'd and then he got lost and they had to fight RedsToad?
That would be some pretty crazy unluck, I guess is the way to put it. That would be a pretty stupendous effort for Cake Sauce to get himself DQ'd, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So
so yeah, that's about it. Thanks everyone for watching.
See ya, everyone.
See ya.
Thanks for having me.
Goodbye.
do we like leave or?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks
well,
for watching.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Bye-bye.
And maybe see you next time.
Yeah.